So the overview and the aim of the program is to teach people about conservation, about research, because especially with people that's becoming so aware of global warming and how important our nature is and our ecosystem is to preserve. It helps, it makes them aware. So we're trying to educate them of what the importance is and how everything fits into the ecosystem. We currently on a reserve that's part of the Greater Kruger, a private property that we conduct research for the host reserve, so that if they have future questions or questions about the ecosystem, we are collecting a database that can answer that possible questions that they have. So with that, we are not really aimed at short-term research, we're aimed at long-term research. The reason for that is it's a research base that you can use many years later, even though we don't have immediate results on what we're doing now, but many years later it can help answer some questions. It has the seasonal changes. A lot of researchers only aimed at specific seasons for a specific time period, but at the moment we're actually doing a long-term database that can be used for future to actually see seasonal changes, seeing specifically where I started working here, there was a drought and then it all started raining, and the rain season picked up, and there was a big difference, a big shift, a big huge difference, especially in our smaller species, specifically our bird point counts. There was a shift in diversity around that.
We do things like bush clearings, and we watch alien plant removal to conserve the indigenous plants, because these alien plants, they end up destroying all the indigenous. And also with the animals, what we do, we try to balance the predators to the hunted, so to conserve both species.
So what we use the volunteers for is to help us to collect the data. So when they first arrive, what we do is we train them. So the first week is mostly a training week where we show them how to do the research methods, why we're doing, how to identify the specific species that we are going to be looking at. And then they will be assisting collecting that data, whether it's game counts, whether it's bird point counts, changing and analyzing our camera traps, and also with reserve maintenance, removing alien plant control, fixing the roads, removing some trees that the elephant thinks we need extra work for, that they push in the road. So things like that just makes the reserve function. We help assisting and fixing all of that.
First of all, my name is Brian. I'm from the United States, Florida actually, and I decided to come on this trip in May because my wife and I did a lot of volunteer work in our home state, and she died in March. And this was a reset for me. It was an opportunity for me to reset my life and start anew in my new season. And I couldn't think of any better way than to do it, would be to come to South Africa and push my envelope and give back to research, volunteer, as my wife and I did for so many years.
Long-term aim is I think the main thing is to educate people about conservation and about what the challenges is of what our ecosystems is facing with climate change, with habitat destruction, with all of the impact we have of all of the animals that we have, is to educate people, to make them aware, because if they're not aware, we cannot do anything. We're not going to make a change, because we're a small community that understands in the industry, that understands the impact of what a human population is having. But if we're not going to educate people and having coming over and help us collect that data, they're never going to really know. And that data will eventually help if there's answers and questions or a problem that's being seen, that data can be used to answer that question and to get that data and the answers that we're actually looking for.
The largest threat in the conservation in Kruger is poaching, air pollution, and also this climate changing. My final note, I would say, guys, please, let's keep up, support the conservation for our future generation. That's all. Thank you.